Hello and welcome to Rob Deb's Taylor Takes. It's where I take on a Taylor Swift album from the series, hopefully in chronological area, and try and give my take on what she does in that album. I'm Rob Deb, and this is Taylor's Takes. Yeah, so aside from the dramatic pauses, we're at Speak Now, third album, uh, 2010. This is a real gear change, I would say. This is where things are beginning to shift a bit away from country, in turning to listening to the albums itself. Now, myself, 2010, I would have been. She's Taylor Swift is about 2021 at the time of the album. This, I'm a bit older than that, so it will be about 30, 34. I can't even do the maths anymore. I don't know if you know this, but what happens is that um once you hit your 40s, just everything happened when you were 28, and it's a wilderness zone since then. It's not so much growth, it's just you go there and then you do everything you can for it not to decline. That's it. That's the plan. You just want to get from 30 to pension with things, because you have the drama, arguably the traumas, and just because life will happen to you. Sorry. Um, and you have it enough to have overcome. And then once you've overcome some things, you go, you know what? I've overcome stuff. You've got two levels there. You either go, I can't do anymore, and you go down. So technically three. You go, I want to explore even more and take even greater risk, in which case you've probably got hello, Bruce Wayne, Tony Stark. That's fine. You obviously have had a life of very limited repercussions or consequence for bad decisions. Or like most of us just go, you know what? I've gotten through all that. That was fine. Can I have some Bovril and maybe watch Lovejoy? So I was there with a show in 2010. I don't believe I went up to Edinburgh after that point. Another thing that I should point out is that at the sort of late noughties, Susie Izzard, Eddie Izzard at the time, had made a proclamation that you're supposed to do 5 Edinburgh Fringe shows successively in order to gain any real recognition. Now, given the fact that that statement was made when there was about 9 acts performing, yeah, I think that was relevant. For some reason, like a lot of things shared by Izzard, like never do telly and never do media until you're ready for it. Simply unviable now. So I was there with a show not as strong. At this point, I've been in full time work for, well, 5 days a week. Uh, Work and beginning to feel the difference between a few more increased time commitments. Um, Moved house in 2010. That was it as well. Moved house in 2010, and just trying to write new shows. So I'd found a formula in terms of the kind of actor I was at that point, but it wasn't pushing it. And the thing is, the minute you're not taking that experiment, you are going to end up phoning it in. And basically, this was my this was my Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania, in that it wasn't bad, but the cracks were definitely beginning to show. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift was moving on, was evolving within the work. I would say that first and foremost, this isn't the lovelorn beauty of Fearless. There is still a sense of romance, but it's not the same level of hyperbole. Um, this is very much a young adult, not a teenager. Most notable when listening to it is personal accountabilities. This is not a wronged woman of ruin, in some Shakespearean tragedy. This is someone who, ironically enough, by acknowledging her own flaws and side of the equation, makes those comments about the men who are just pricks, being pricks, um, that more validated. Mean, jaunty little tune, that wouldn't be outside of a They Might Be Giants song. Very much countryside, very much smirk. I loved. I love because yes, there's an element of naughty to it, but it's hyper connect. Why you gotta be so mean? It's like that. It's a great way to just depower. It's a great way to depower, and I love it. Absolutely loved it. Uh, Speak Now, the eponymous title of the songs, is it's a reboot of The Graduate. It's a reboot of The Graduate. It's forlorn. It's why is she marrying him? Elements that I always love from Sean Hughes, and you will love in this song. I'd say that that alone would say, given it is the title of it, shows that there is enough passion, and by making it the title, says that there is going to be regret in this. And finally, the other one I was going to mention is Back to December. Back to December isn't so much a banger as a ballad. It's really poignant. It's really well drawn, and made me think a lot of Amy Mann. I would say that as a whole, this is maybe not a darker album's too strong in that it's just got richer tracks in terms of its emotional range. It's not it's taken breadth and narrowed down, but for depth, unlike what I did, which was just go for formula. So I definitely would say check out Speak Now. Looking forward to Red, which will be the next one. Thank you for those who gave me friendship bracelets. Um, but yes, bit more muted. I can see this is a very unplugged, almost session that you're gonna hear now. Something that we may even sort of hear. Is I feel emotionally it's a bit stripped back while there is a lot more studio polish at the same time. So you've got a certain dichotomy there, because those are words that you use in these things. So I would say check that out. Don't worry about your 30s. And you know what, Bovril. Bovril in your life. If you had a lot going on, and let's face it, we had that 2 years of absolutely no fun. No one's gonna blame you on that. Baby steps are better than sitting on your bum, Dan. It's all about emotional range. So you guys enjoy, and I'll be back with you with Red soon. Bye.